The next is just to sponge some of the texture into the background where the clouds are going to be. So it's this little part here. And what you need to do for that is with your sponge is make sure that you've put your sponge into your colour. So mine's for white, but you put the sponge at the side on your mixing palette here. Don't go directly onto your painting because you'll end up with too much paint. And then just little delicately put in some of the sponge into the background. The next part is to do the trees and to do the tree trunks, and we're going to use a variety of different thicknesses of round brushes. I'm going to do this part here next. So I'm going to use my larger brush and I'm going to start painting and using my paintbrush pressure, so starting at the bottom to make the trunk at the bottom a little bit wider. And I'm going to start painting and just letting the tip or the toe of my paintbrush just phase out, so it's making really nice thin branches that are going into the sky. A few little thinner ones at the side there. So the toe of my brush, and I'm going really thin, making some nice and really light pressure, making some really nice little spindly branches coming out here and there into the background. So keeping a really nice light pressure on the tip, or as we call it, the toe of our round brush. I'm just going to put a little, so I've not really needed to use the thinner brushes because the pressure that I'm using here is really, really light. And then might have a little one at the side here, so just a little and up from the top. I'm just letting my brush fade out as it's coming upwards into the sky. Real light pressure, getting some nice little branches. Just going to pop that into the water there to clean that black off. The next little bit would be to do my my texture with my blossom, and I'm going to do using that little sort of stippling techniques that we looked at, and variety of those. So I'm just going to use my wider, my little bit of a thicker paintbrush there, and I'm going to use my mixing palette. I'm going to pick up some of the white, a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the red, and I'm just going to start sort of dabbing the colours on. Maybe it's a bit more pink into that there, and starting to create that texture of the blossom branches that are showing in the twilight. And I might go over different parts of the branches and start to leave a few of the branches showing through to get my little stippling texture there. And pick up a bit of that purple colour. That's better. It's not quite pink. I'm picking up a bit of the purple. I have my tree going right up to the top there. Pick a bit more white up. A bit of purple. And leaving, as I'm painting, I'm leaving some of the branches starting to show through. And I also want to have some that sort of looks like they've sort of fallen down on the ground a bit here, giving this a little bit. So using my, a bit like Armone technique on his water lilies, giving a little bit of texture to the bottom there. Okay, and so on. Now coming back to the moon, which is this part up here at the top, I just want to put them a circle in here with my paints. I'm keeping my brush going circularly. Because it's picking up a bit of the pink of the tree, I'm going to put in a bit of the pink there. I might put a little bit of the purple in as well, just to pick those colours out. It doesn't matter if you go onto the masking tape. And pick up a bit of blue, I think, onto the top of that one there.